Hey there, Wolfpack. Today, we're going to do a little something I like to call sewing sounds. I want you to go to a tranquil place. Just think of something very nice, non-abrasive, maybe like sponge-like or happy. Does anyone have a yellow aura? Kind of violent, but I need to oil the machine as well. So, been running things through the wash, right? And by that, I mean, before I start sending stuff out for testing, I really want to make sure that certain things are ready to go. Now, I'm going to take this outside. I got to cut it, burn it, and hit the hole. I'll be right back, and we'll lace this up onto a current set of bags, and I'll show you. But here you go, man. I mean, you know, I keep trying to figure out all these little like stitch lines, you know what I mean? Like what's going to look nice, but it's about how it operates, and that's going to accommodate. You know what I mean? You see that? That little extra flap up top? Like I said, we'll get into it. All right? Be right back. Keeper's going to come with the sleeve. It's not going to be with the pouch automatically. I don't really want to have a whole lot of like metal or just whatever. I don't want to have a lot of stuff flapping around the back. It's going to cause less drag for anyone who doesn't want the hammer sleeve. I need to run this through the wash one more time. I'm going to shorten it up, and then you're just going to see two straight lines. You're just going to see two straight lines up front, and they'll most likely be right underneath this line here. But that's like a pouch for pouch kind of a thing. I can't just like run off a bunch of that quite as easily as I can this. So either way, you're going to get the keeper on, and then you're going from underneath. It'll be finicky because I'm trying to stay in view. All right, back through your keeper, nice and tight. Try to get that as tight as you can down here too. And then through. Come on. Now that's golden, but I always like to tuck my tail, so this will be even more awkward than what you just saw. So what I'm planning on doing, as soon as I get this through here, this will be the part where everybody's like, what the fuck, dude? For real. Screw it. Oh, you're a loser. One take or die on this one. We'll show it all. We'll show everybody everything. Show them everything. And then back down. Less flapping for me. You know what I mean? So, I'm way more up than 45. I've been playing at 45 degrees. Give you a look at what we're playing with. So I'm shooting for 35. Bam. You know what I mean? Straight up in the air. Whoop. At 45, when you're bending over, that wants to start falling out. Now when we're bending over, it's going to be up like 10 degrees, right? Maybe 5 degrees. It's not going to be right with the level of the earth. You know what I mean? It's not going to be straight up horizontal. There's a little bit of play in it. But as far as a modular hammer sleeve, from what I can tell, from what I've seen, and I own a few of them, that has the least amount of play. And it'll have even less when I tighten the stitches up on either side. There's not going to be much for that. There's not going to be much movement that's going to be able to make. I feel like the only reason why it's making that much movement is because of right there. I got to tighten these up. That's it. I'm going to put this on, and I'll just slam the hammer in a couple times, and that'll be pretty much it, I guess. You know what I mean? But either way, I've been trying to play around with like stitching. 9 long horizontals, little something funky. I mean, I like the way that looks. It creates a nice wall. It's got a cool look, I think, but I don't know. One more time with that same look, and then I tried out 1.5 inches just to see. It's way too open. It pushes the bags out really far. I don't really dig it. And I've been playing with 1 inch the whole time. It's just like that. I just figured, why not try? This just operates better. So one thing that I needed to do was I had to size up because I started adding this guy in. As I'm cleaning it up, I want to run it captive. So it's like you can't hit that when you're running the hammer in there, but it became a little small. I want to keep this right here, this little bit. It's very helpful. It's very accommodating. So I sized it up just a little bit, and now we still have that. We still have that flap up there. After I use it a couple times, bam, that'll just stay nice and open. You know what I mean? But got to run it a couple times. So I'm going to put Callie's back on. This is the one that she's getting. And then I'll save this for either mine or Tiny might get this one. But that's the finished way, man. Wrapping around with the webbing. I'm going back to wrapping around with webbing, straight up. Having that webbing on the face and then wrapping the pouch color over, it doesn't add to the functionality of the pouch. And I would rather spend the time on things like this, where I put a little cant on that, and that sits like right in that little nook. You know what I mean? Just when you're walking around, a whole lot less knocking into your leg, knocking into each other. You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody can see that. I'll put them on, and then, like I said, I'll just do a little twirl and say thanks. Give me a sec. Should have wore a lighter colored shirt. Little bit of play on it. Not much at all. Standing up real nice. A little bend over action. Doesn't really want to fall out now. Not bad, dude. Not bad at all. That's about as high as I can get it reasonably. And like I said, testing out these other ones, they're finishing off well. But the 45 is a little bit more than I want. I said early on I want to do better than a 45. And I want to make sure I stick with all that stuff. And then real world here, you get it in straight, and then when you're walking around a little bit, even if it's stuck there, it just cants right in there, nests right in there. I like that a lot. That's going to be a standard. I really dig that. It's easy to do. You know what I mean? Just that little bit, you know what I mean? That extra 1%. Real nice. I'll put her pink one back on, and then I'll start building other stuff. See you on the next one. Thanks a lot, for real. Before we get started with the sleeve, I just want to show this. So, I mean, it's relevant to the video anyway. So I've been thinking about hammer quite a bit, and now you figure back of the strong side pouch, little option for a mallet, something like that. We'll call it a tool loop, but you got this little cant on it, and it just, when you start walking around, that looks like ass. All right, gives it a little cant, and bam, just nooks right in this little nook there, nests right in that little nook there. I probably won't use that. Fuck that. Jesus Christ.